At the age of 15 I set sail from the Humber, my very first trip to the Silver Fish bound. I was cabin boy, messman, the lowest of callings, but at last I was off to the trawl fishing ground. There I to Labrador, there I in Norway, and cold Greenland shore, learning me trade with the men of the sea. Long years as a decky I hauled for me ribbon, and I toiled on the deck through the wild Arctic gales. Knew the tide grip of fear as the cold sea washed over me, and I soon learned the truth of the trawlerman's tales. Fair Isle to Labrador, Fair Island, Norway, and cold Greenland shore, learning me trade with the men of the sea. And in between trips, well, the town couldn't hold me, a 2-day tycoon with me head full of rum, with a gal on each arm and me pockets soon empty. Live now and pray later, there's hard days to come. Fair Isle to Labrador, Fair Island, Norway, and cold Greenland shore, learning me trade with the men of the sea. Now I know every hull as it tops the horizon. I've learnt all the tricks of the trawlerman's trade. Know the sea as provider, betrayer and taker. I've got me mate's ticket, me future is made. Fair Isle to Labrador, Fair Island, Norway, and cold Greenland shore, learning me trade with the men of the sea. Now a skipper at last I stand tall on the dockside, love I to the man, to the master of men. Know the ocean is mine and we slip from the harbour, off to the sea to start learning again. Fair Isle to Labrador, Fair Island, Norway, and cold Greenland shore, learning me trade with the men of the sea. Hang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay's the chorus. Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay, my bride and my darling to be? Or to go to the Highlands where you start is a thing that I can't well do, for I know not the land that you come from, nor know not the name they call you. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay, my bride and my darling to be? Lizzie, love, you don't know what you're saying when you say that you do not Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. So she went to the Highlands with your man. Yes, he lifted up her gown o'er her knee, and she went with Lord Ronald MacDonald, his bride and his darling to be. Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? Will you gang to the Highlands with me? Will you gang to the Highlands, Lizzie Lindsay? My bride and my darling to be. For the horn of the hunter is silent, the chorus on the banks of the Avon no more. And until his heard his wild echo, the sounds of the dark callers roar. For 40 long years we have known him, that Gamble and your man of old. For twice 40 years he'd have perished, ere the fame of his deeds do grow cold. For the horn of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Avon no more. Indented is heard his wild echo, the sounds of the dark callers roar. It's no buckskin of scarlet adorns him, nor buckskins that rivals the snow, but a place who stood upright was his raiment, and he wore it for work, not for show. For the horn of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Avon no more. Indented is heard his wild echo, the sounds of the dark callers roar. And as darkness of night draws a mantle, and the cold round the fire does steam, our children will say for the jealous, the sail of the famous John Peel. For the horn of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Avon no more. Indented is heard his wild echo, the sounds of the dark callers roar. So we'll sell them a Branter and Royal, and of much less a melody too. How we hunt in the fox around Garrow, and we post him from Sentin to you. For the horn of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Avon no more. Indented is heard his wild echo, the sounds of the dark callers roar. How often have been to Bangle, some I didn't do, I'll back with always be. We have galloped like madmen together to swallow the horn of John Peel. For the horn of the the banks of the Ellen no more. In them turlies wild ago, the sounds of the dark alders roar. Now long may we live with another, till the hand of old age bids us yield. We will mourn for our sportsman and brother, and remember the name of John P. For the heart of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Ellen no more. In Denton is wild echo, the sounds of the dark alders roar. For the heart of the hunter is silent, on the banks of the Ellen no more. In Denton is wild echo, the sounds of the dark alders roar. Thank you very much. Hey, when the world was much younger, man harnessed the wind to work for mankind. Seamen built ships that sailed o'er the ocean, landsmen built windmills that gone for to grind. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the ships and the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to lower the good corn from the fields. The Lancashire lad, he works hard with the good earth, ploughing and sowing as the seasons declare, waiting to reap the rich golden harvest while the miller he guides his mill to repair. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to lower the good corn from the field. Windmills so old of wood black by weather, windmills of stone glowing white in the sun. Windmills like giants all ready for the tilting, windmills that died in the days that are gone. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels. Creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. Hey, when the world was much younger, man harnessed the wind to work for mankind. He works hard with the good earth, ploughing and sowing as the seasons declare, waiting to reap the rich golden harvest while the miller he guides his mill to repair. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels, creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. Windmills so old of wood black by weather, windmills of stone glowing white in the sun, windmills like giants all ready for the tilting, windmills that died in the days that are gone. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels, creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields. It's around and around and around when the big sails, turning the shafts and the great wooden wheels, creaking and groaning, the millstone kept turning, grinding to flour the good corn from the fields.
The bank we canny lad, winder away keep turning, the back shipmen are ganning in, they'll be back here in the morning. McTell used to call it 10 when the lang ship it was o'er, and ganning out by you'd hear 'em cry, the night's after flower. He cried, "Drop it a bank, me canny lad, winder away keep turning, the back shipmen are ganning in, they'll be back here in the morning." Oh, when that awful day arrived, the last ship for me father, a rattle stones and broken bones, and still above the gutter he cried, "Drop it a bank, me canny lads, wind the reed so that's clever, this poor old lad is taken by, he'll be back here never." You are my honey pen, you are upon my arm, you are the sun my lamb, to say that I say canny. I wish they daddy maybe we'll meet lang and come, pray the keel, his black face is like the deal, I like it spray Johnny. Thou really hast thy daddy's chin, thou art like him leg and wing, and I with pleasure can thee sing, since thou belongs my Johnny. For Johnny is a clever Daddy, I wish that Daddy maybe will. He's blind and coming through the Kew, but his black face is like the dew. I like a kiss frae Johnny. This next song's got a chorus to sing along with. It was written by a Canadian chap. Oh, strong winds that blow on me, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll call you if I'm ever back this way. That was the chorus. Think I'll go out to Albertoo, weather's good there in the fall. Got some friends that I can go to working for. Still, I wish you'd change your mind if I ask you one more time. But we've been through that 100 times or more. Oh, strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way. If I get there before the snow flies, and if things are going good, you can meet me if I send you down the fair. But by then it would be winter, and too much for you to bear, and those winds sure can blow cold way up there. Oh, strong winds that blow lonely, 7 seas that run high, all those things that don't change, come what may. But our good times are all gone, and I'm bound for moving on. I'll look for you if I'm ever back this way.
We are hard up, without food or fire. Have to lace our boots up with a little bit of wire. Good morning to you, Valentine. What you give me shall be mine. Rags behind and rags before. Pray, old lady, remember the poor. When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. And I'll sing tally-ho, and I'll sing tally-ho. When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. How sweet the horn that blows in the morn, young bucks a-hunting go. How sweet the horn that blows in the morn. Young bucks a-hunting go. Young bucks a-hunting go. Young bucks a-hunting go. When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. The fox sleeps o'er the plain so high, the hounds all after him go. The fox sleeps o'er the plain so high, the hounds all after him go. The hounds all after him go. The hounds all after him go. When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. Was she me wife, how sweet me life in station high or low? Was she me wife, how sweet me life in station high or low? In station high or low? In station high or low? When all of me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. We'll push about the cup, me boys, before we homeward go. We'll push about the cup, me boys, before we homeward go. Before we homeward go. Before we homeward go. When all in fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. When all me fancy dwells upon Nancy, I'll sing tally-ho. Oh, waily, waily up the bank, and waily, waily down the brae, and waily by on riverside, where me and my love used to go. I was a lady of high renown, as lived in the north country. I was a lady of high renown, when Jamie Douglas loved me. When we came in by Douglas town, we were a comely sight to see. My lord was clad in velvet green, and I myself in cramacy. And when my baby it was born, and set upon the nurse's knee, I was the happiest woman there, and my good lord he loved me. As I lay sick and like to die, a gentleman came me to see. Most gladly would told to my lord that he had stayed or gone with me. But when my father got word of this, oh, what an angry man was he! He sent 4 of his archers bold to bring me safe to his country. Go, little page, and tell your lord if he will come and dine with me. I'll set him on a chair of gold, and serve him on my bended knee. When cockle shells and silver bells, when wine drips red from every tree, when frost and snow will warm us all, then I'll come down and dine with thee. When I rose up then in the morn, my bonny palace for to leave, I knocked at my lord's chamber door, but ne'er a word he spake with me. But slowly, slowly rose he up, and slowly, slowly came he down. When I was in my coach's set, he made his drums and trumpets sound. And fare thee well, my own good lord, alas, thou hast forsaken me. But I can swear by heavens above, I never knew a man but thee. Oh, fully foul, false blackly would I, and an ill death may he die, for he was first occasioner of parting my good lord and me. There was an old woman as I could tell, fa la la. la 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 la. She went to market her eggs for herself, fa la 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 la. She went to market as I've heard say, fa la 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 la. She fell asleep on the King's highway, fa la 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 la. There came by a peddler whose name was Stout, fa la 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 la. He got a petticoat all about, fa la 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 la. He got the petticoats up to her knees, fa la 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 la, which caused the old woman to shiver and sneeze, fa la 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 la. When this little old woman bursted away, fa la 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 la. She began to shiver and she began to shake, fa la 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 la. She began to wonder and she began to cry, fa la 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 la. Look, there's the on me, this can't be I, fa la 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 la. If this the I as I hope it be, fa la 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 la. I've a dog at home and he knows me, fa la 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 la. If it be I, he'll wag his tail, fa la 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 la. And if it ain't, he'll bark and wail, fa la 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 la. Home at the old woman, home at the old home at the old woman all in the dark, fa la 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 la. I've got a dog and he began to bark, fa la 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 la. He began to bark and she began to cry, fa la 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 la. Long is he on me, this can't be I, fa la 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 la. That's the story of the woman and the peddler man. I mind a wedding on yonder farm, sing fall in love. And I think it was just a year ago. The guests were John Anderson and Peter Sanderson and Willie with his toy and Mimi bonny boy, Spotty shirted fat-head Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry Andrew Samson, Carrie Casper and Jeremy Jasper and Tom the Tailor and Sam the Sailor and Nicholas too. Well done. Very good man. And when the guests had eaten well and all was bright, they suddenly began to shout and fight, and in joined John Anderson and Peter Sanderson and Willie with his toy and Mimi bonny boy, Spotty shirted fat-head Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry and Samson, Carrie Casper and Jeremy Jasper and Tom the Tailor and Sam the Sailor and Nicholas too. A carter's wain then happened by, so on we climbed, and up the hill the track did wind. So up went John Anderson and Peter Sanderson and Willie with his toy and Mimi bonny boy, Spotty shirted fat-head Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry Andrew Samson, Carrie Casper and Jeremy Jasper and Tom the Tailor and Sam the Sailor and Nicholas too. Remember that? And onwards, upwards we did steer unto the top. Then down the hill in vain we tried to stop. But down went John Anderson and Peter Sanderson and Willie with his toy and Mimi bonny boy, Spotty shirted fat-head Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry Andrew Samson, Carrie Casper and Jeremy Jasper and Tom the Tailor and Sam the Sailor and Nicholas too. As well. I should have done that. Brave Nicholas, the tapes he bought, the maids did scream. As we went headlong down into the stream, and in plunged John Anderson and and Peter Sanderson, and Willie with his toy, and Mick, Bonnie Boy, Scottish Churches, Flathead, Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry, Andrew Simpson, Gary Casper, and Jeremy Jasper, and Tom the Tailor, and Sam the Sailor, and Nicholas too.
Who?
Dennis Haley.
Dennis Haley, that's good, yes. Well, he's mad. The horse went down, the wain capsized, the wheels went round. Into the stream the flock was flung, legs and arms thrown here and there. Jeremy Jasper's head went down, Maggie shouts, I'll surely drown. Bodies was bumped and clothes was ripped, heads was soaked and legs was stripped out. Willie balls out an alarm, old Benson's blouse had lost an arm, and so as the noon was growing old, he was all weary, wet and cold. And so was John Anderson, and Peter Sanderson, and Willie with his toy, and Mick, Bonnie Boy, Scottish Churches, Flathead, Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry, Andrew Simpson, Harry Casper, and Jeremy Jasper, and Tom the Tailor, and Sam the Sailor, and Nicholas too. The night come on, the sporting done, I've forgotten the words.
Six pole
Ah, that, well, yes, quite. To toast that wedding wine and bid it flow, to rhyme with far low, and enjoined John Anderson, and Peter Sanderson, and Willie with his toy, and Mick, Bonnie Boy, Scottish Churches, Flathead, Ollie Benson, Maggie from the Derry, Andrew Simpson, Gary Casper, and Jeremy Jasper, and Tom the Tailor, and Sam the Sailor, and Nicholas too.
If you could read my mind, love was a tale my thoughts would drown. Just like an old-time movie, magic goes from the wishing well. In a castle dark, a red fortress strong with Rain soft upon my skin, like the shadows of the wall. Come lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it tonight. I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Not tonight, I need a friend. Yesterday is running and tomorrow's out of shadows. And it's glad to be alone. Help me make it
The man, rightful diddle. I thought you lot would know this. Rightful. Close. It's true that the women are worse than the men, for even in hell they are thrown out again. With your rightful doll, diddle fall doll, rightful diddle fall day. Magic chorus, you must admit. Now there was an old man lived at Killydown Braes, rightful diddle fall day. There was an old man lived at Killydown Braes, and he had a wife with the plague of his days. With a rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. Now the devil is the devil, by the way, it's the Irish way of saying it. The devil appeared to the man at the plough, rightful did he fall day. The devil appeared to the man at the plough, saying there's one of your family I must take now. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. Says he, my good man, I must take off your wife, rightful did he fall day. Says he, my good man, I must take off your wife, for I hear she's the plague and torment of your life. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. So the devil he hoisted her up on his back, rightful did he fall day. The devil he hoisted her up on his back, and off to hell's door he landed with one bloody great crack. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. Now these two little devils were playing with trains, rightful did he fall day. These two little devils were playing with trains, and she ups with a stick and she baits out their brains. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. Now two other devils were looked over the wall, rightful did he fall day. These two other devils looked over the wall, saying get her out of here or she murder us all. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. So the devil he hoisted her up on his back, rightful did he fall day. The devil he hoisted her up on his back, and back to the farmer he went with the sack. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. Now I've been a devil the most of me life, rightful did he fall day. Now I've been a devil the most of me life, but I never knew hell till I met with your wife. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall. It's true that the women are worse than the men, rightful did he fall day. It's true that the women are worse than the men, for even in hell they are thrown out again. With your rightful doll, did he fall doll, rightful did he fall day. There you have it. Eileen, I thought I hear someone tapping to the Eileen, dear mother, against the glass clapping. Eileen, I surely hear somebody sighing to the sound, mother dear, of the autumn dying. Merrily, cheerily, noiselessly whirring, spins the wheel, winds the wheel, while the floods are ring. brightly and lightly and airily ringing, sounds the sweet voice of the young maiden singing. The form at the casement, the form of her true love, and he whispers the face bent, I'm waiting for you, love. Climb up on the stool through the lattice, step lightly, and we'll rove in the grove while the moon shining. Oh wait, that's up. Are you home? The only thing I've got to bloody take you home. What tell you? The maid shakes her head, on her lips rest her fingers, gets up from the stool, longs to go, but yet lingers, a frightened glance steals to a drowsy grandmother, with one foot on the stool, spins the wheel with the other. Lazily, easily spins now the wheel round, slowly and slowly. It's heard now the wheel sound, noiseless and light, to the lattice above her. The maid creeps and leaps to the arms of her lover. Slower and slower and slower the wheel spins, lower and lower and lower the reel runs. The wheel and the reel stop their spinning and moving. The grove, the young lovers, by moonlight and self-explanatory, riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning rain. There's 15 cars and 15 restless drivers, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. Now we're out on the southbound Odyssey, and the train pulls out of Kankakee, riding past the houses, farms and fields, passing towns that have no names, freight yards full of old grey men, and the graveyards full of rusted automobiles, saying good morning America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. I was playing cards with the old man in the clock yard, penny a point, ain't no one to even score. Say won't you pass the paper bag that holds the bottles, and feel the wheels are trembling through the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride their father's magic carpet made of steel. And the days are full of restlessness, and the dreams are full of memories, and the echo of the old train whistle squeals, saying good day America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Now it's twilight in the city of New Orleans, pockets full of friends, we're halfway home and we'll be there by morning, with no tomorrows waiting round the bend, saying good night America, how are you? Now don't you know me, I'm your native son, only gone 500 miles when the day is done.
Rain falling another rain. And I am the plowman, and I love the rain, and another rain has fallen, and I am the plowman, and I love the rain, for the rain will soften all my ground, to make my plough cut perfectly. The earth is ready for the seed, and a little rain is all I need. And another rain is fallen, and I am the sower, and I love the rain, and another rain has fallen, and I am the sower, and I need the rain, for the rain will make the seed to burst, begin its life and take firm root, to raise the crop, to swell the grain. Oh, it must have a little rain, and another rain has fallen, and I am a reaper, and I watch the sky, and another rain has fallen, and I am the reaper, and I watch for the rain, for now I really need the sun to reap the good crop that has grown. The rain falls now, my crop is lost, and I'll be left to count the cost of another rain fallen, and I am the lover. My tears like rain, and another tear has fallen, and I am the lover, and I have cried again, and I have vowed and I have sown, and I have guarded, I have loved, and like the farmer I must blame my gamble, cost and loss on another rain. La 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 la. What am I looking like this at you for?
It's 'cause I'm tired of tunes in tune four.
I'm sick to death of the modern choir.
That's to what's called modern time. a little story that's told in 5/4.
In other words, you'll find there are no fewer than 5 beats in a bar.
It's about a little man called Dawson Carry One, who had a wooden leg, so please contrive to sing a song about him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dawson Carry One goes everybody in town, runs to the top and down goes just to have a nice gin with another roll in one. What a funny old windbag. Tankard after tankard nightly they pour him, with his gammy legs stuck straight out before him. When the closing time shot goes down the very last, down goes Dawson Carry One, up goes bum 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 bum.
Five in a bar when the lads are drinking.
There's never out of the way I'm thinking.
5 in a bar in music.
Who is apt to make more than a few say?
It's a tempo for those to hammer on,
Like Barbara Raleigh and Basil Cameron.
But for those who rely on counting, it'll take quite a deal of surmounting.
Still it's never say die, so have another try. Get the rhythm and the beat and you'll find your feet will be tapping out a tune to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dawson Carry One goes everybody in town, runs to the top and down. Just to have a night drink with another roll in one. What a funny old windbag. Tankard after tankard nightly they pour him, with his gammy legs stuck straight out before him. When the closing time shot goes down the very last, down goes Dawson Carry One, up goes bum bum bum.
These words were composed by Spencer the Rover, who travelled Great Britain and most parts of Wales.
He had things so reduced,
Which brought great confusion, and that was the reason he went on the road. In Yorkshire near Rotherham he had been on his rambles, being weary of travelling he sat down to rest.
at the foot of yonder mountain.
There runs a clear fountain, with bread and cold water he himself did refresh. It tasted more sweeter than the gold he had wasted, more sweeter than honey, and gave more content.
But the thoughts of his baby,
lamenting their father, brought tears in the eyes which made him lament. The night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted, with woodbine and ivy his bed for to make.
where he dreamt about sighing,
lamenting and crying, go home to your family and rambling forsake. On the 5th of November I've a reason to remember, when first he arrived at home to his family and wife.
they stood so surprised,
When first he arrived, to behold such a stranger once more in their sight. His children came around him with their prittle prattling stories, with their brittle prattling stories to drive care away. Now they are united like birds of one feather, like bees in one hive, contented they'll be. So now he is a-living in his cottage contented, with woodbine and roses growing all around his door. He's as happy as those that got thousands of riches. Contented he'll stay and go a-rambling no more.
One night with me to lie, right for the diddlum day. He took her by her slender waist and laid her on the green. He took her by her lily white hand and lifted her up again, right for the diddlum day.
He mounted on his white horse steed, and fast away did ride. She being young and a nimble foot, she followed him side by side, right for the diddlum day. She ran till she come to the king's castle, and loud at the knock did ring. Who's so ready as the king himself for the right and let her in, right for the diddlum day.
Good morning to you, dear, he said. Good morning, king, says she. Have you got a servant in your house today, Fella Robin of me? Right for the diddlum day. He did not take my golden ring or like my silver pen. He took that claret cake so well and given me another again,
right for the diddlum day. And if he be a married man, it's hanged he will be. And if he be a single man, his body I grant to thee, right for the diddlum day. So the king called down his merry men all by the 1 and 2 and 3. Young William used to be the first of the lot, of all came he, right for the diddlum day. Younger William took £500 and laid it in the aisle. Said, take you that you want to go and maintain your child, right for the diddlum day. Oh, I don't want your gold, she said, nor I don't want your fee. All I want is your fair body, which the king has given to me, right for the diddlum day. Now when that wedding it was over and all was said and done, she proved to be the king's daughter and him for the shepherd's son, right for the diddlum day. La 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 la, right for the diddlum day. A family walking all in her garden, a brisk young sailor she chanced to spy. He stepped out to her thinking to gain her, and said, fair maid, can you fancy I? You seem to me like some man of honor, a man of honor you seem to be. How can you impose on a poor young woman who is not fit your servant to be? Well, if you're not fit for to be my servant, yet I've a great regard for thee. I'll marry you, I'll make you my lady, and you'll have servants to wait on me. But I've a true lover of my own, sir, and 7 years he's been gone from me. And 7 more I will wait all for him, for if he's alive he'll be true to me. If for 7 years your love have left you, I'm sure he's either dead or drowned. Well, and if he's alive I do love him dearly. If he's dead, I hope he's in glory crowned. When he saw that his true love was loyal, down before her he did fall, saying, I'm that poor and young single sailor, which many long years on the ocean sail. If you're my poor and young single sailor, show me the token I gave to thee. For 7 years have made an alteration, since my true love hath gone to sea. He took his hand out of his bosom, his fingers they being long and small. Here is the ring that was broke between us, and when she saw it, then down she fall. He pulled her up all in his arms, giving her kisses 1, 2, and 3, saying, I'm your poor and young single sailor, just now returned for to marry thee.
Cheesy mouse,
Cheesy out in the outhouse lived Mr. Cheesy Mouse, a most extraordinary fellow. His body is a fluffy grin, the sex of your soul, they say his tail is cheesy yellow. Oh, for one night at 9, when it's up the time, he goes to dine in the larder. Miss Bobby Smith's farmer, he nibbles at the cheese without even a plea. He says it's on loan from the table, 'cause Miss Bobby Smith's able, for she's thinking rich, daughter of a bitch, never been hitched, which is understandable, because she's can't stand a bull. When he's hands the cheese must take some drill men for the budgery. Then to wash it and drinks from the back, to sound sleeps in the biscuit jar. But by 10:30 he's awake and alert, he can't stay in a while he can stir. Miss Harvey Smith's hamster, so we thump at the door, creeps over the floor. He's come to ensure he's not hurt by Miss Harvey Smith's songbird, while in the next room Miss Hamster's in a swoon, dreaming of a honeymoon soon. There'll be a rodent's wedding, and of a strawberry ding, 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 ding. Then out goes the bell, Cheesy Mouse looks, goes in and proceeds to kiss her. Miss Hamster, she replies a loving look in her eyes and gently nibbles his whiskers. He finds this exciting, pleasant and delighting, he can't help biting his lady. How they do a corner nice and shady, whereas you may deduce Miss Hamster is seduced, into which she will produce a litter, maybe more, but you'll be feeling bitter, 'cause Cheesy Mouse may be his name, but male mice are all the same, they defile and defame. Shame! Oh, there'll be no rat and carriage, no interracial marriage, rage. After the outhouse retires Mr. Cheesy Mouse, soon to be a father again. In joy he rubs his paws, he loves these paternal chores, and that'll be litter number 10. Miss Harvey Smith begins to fret for the health of her pet. She better call a vet to know the matter. What's the matter, oh my? Why, her hamster's getting fatter. In a week she has a shock, his hamster's in a smock. The neighbours will all flock, it's illicit, you better tell us who did it. Miss Harvey Smith, I'm sorry to give you all this, why the Cheesy Mouse is so very furry. There could be no resisting the ripping call. Here's the sting, 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 sting. That's the sting in the tail of Mr. Cheesy Mouse.
It's of a farmer's son, kept sheep up on the hill, and he stepped out one morning to see what he could kill.
And it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. And he looked high and he looked low and took another look, And there he spied a pretty little maid a-bathing in the brook, and it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do flow.
Pray do not touch my mantle, sir, or leave my cloak alone.
Just take me from the water and convey me to my home, and it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. Now as they passed along their way, he spied some folks of bay. Oh, now isn't this a nice place for you and I to play? And it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow.
If you take me to my pond,
Yes, yes,
and then
you
you set me down, you
you
shall have your
pleasure,
pleasure,
and
sir.
likewise 50 pounds, and it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. But when they reached her father's house, how quickly she ran in, cried, "You're a fool who stood outside, and I'm a maid within." And it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow.
There is some flower in our garden, some call it marigold, and he that would not wed be might, he shall not wed he would.
And it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. Now if you find a pretty maid a mile or so from town, do not find the dew on a rumpin of a gown, but just blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. And it's blow away the morning dew, the dew and the dew. Blow away the morning dew, how sweetly it do blow. In my country garden, underneath a mountain, with a dead nettle growing all around the door. Early every morning the sun rose out the mountain, setting in the sea in the evening once more. Taking water from the brook, wondering who it was who took the stones from the mountain and built his cottage here. 2 up and 2 down, miles from the nearest town. I wonder who he was, but the reason why is clear. Take a bunch of nettles and add a little water, drawn from the stream running outside the door. Leave it for a month or 2, then bottle it and drink the brew, and watch the suns go down in the sea once more. Taking wood to build a fire, could you really get much higher? Standing in the doorway with a glass of nettle wine. The lady beside me, the mountain behind me, before me the sea and the red skyline. Taking wood to build a fire, could you really get much higher? Standing in the doorway with a glass of nettle wine. The lady beside me, the mountain behind me, before me the sea and the red skyline.
Do I worry
'cause you're stepping out? Do I worry that you've got me in doubt? Though your kisses aren't right, do I give a bag of beans? Do I stay home and read out and read my magazines? Am I frantic 'cause we've lost the spark? Is there panic when it starts turning dark? And when evening shadows creep, do I lose any sleep over you? Do I worry if you can't bet your life I do?
Do I worry when the Iceman calls? Do I worry if Niagara falls? Though you treat me just like dirt, do you think I'd give a snap? Am I feeling really hurt when you're sitting in somebody else's lap? Am I furious when the gossip flies? Am I curious about all those little white lies? And when all our evenings end, 'cause you got a sick friend who needs you, do I worry? Honey, you know doggone well I do.
Frantic 'cause we've lost the spark. Is there panic when it starts turning dark? And when evening shadows creep, do I lose any sleep over you? Do I worry